Friday. Well, the Reading is Fun Club is down to one member, and that's me. Yesterday, Riley went golfing or something with his dad, so he kind of hung me out to dry. I didn't do my reading assignment, and I was really counting on him to cover for me at the meeting. It's not really my fault that I couldn't finish my reading assignment, though. Mom told me I had to read in my bedroom for 20 minutes yesterday, but the truth is, I just have trouble concentrating for long periods of time. After Mom caught me horsing around, she banned me from watching TV until I read the book. So last night I had to wait until she went to bed before I could get my entertainment fix. I kept thinking about that movie with the muddy hand, though. I was afraid that if I was watching TV all by myself late at night, the muddy hand might crawl out from under the couch and grab my foot or something. The way I solved the problem was by making a trail of clothes and other stuff all the way from my bedroom down to the family room. That way, I was able to make it downstairs and back without ever touching the ground. This morning, Dad tripped over a dictionary I left at the top of the stairs, so now he's mad at me. But I'll take Dad being angry over the alternative any day of the week. My new fear is that the hand is going to crawl up on my bed and get me in my sleep. So lately, I've been covering my whole body with the blanket and leaving a hole so I can breathe. But that strategy has its own risk. Roderick got into my room today, and I had to spend the morning trying to wash the taste of a dirty sock out of my mouth. Sunday. Today was my deadline for finishing the first 3 chapters of Charlotte's Web. When Mom found out I wasn't done yet, she said we were going to sit at the kitchen table until I was finished. About a half hour later, there was a knock at the front door, and it was Riley. I thought maybe he was coming back to the Reading is Fun Club, but when I saw that his dad was with him, I knew something was up. Mr. Jefferson had an official-looking piece of paper with the country club logo on it. He said it was a bill for all the fruit smoothies me and Riley ordered at the clubhouse, and the grand total was $83. All those times me and Riley ordered drinks at the clubhouse, we just wrote down Mr. Jefferson's account number on the tab. Nobody told us we actually had to pay for all that. I still didn't really understand what Mr. Jefferson was doing at my house. I think he's an architect or something, so if he needs $83, he can just design an extra building. He talked to Mom, though, and they both agreed that me and Riley needed to pay off the tab. I told Mom me and Riley are just kids, and it's not like we have salaries or careers or whatever. But Mom said we were just going to have to be creative. Then she said we would have to suspend the Reading is Fun Club's meeting until we paid what we owed. To be honest with you, I'm kind of relieved, because at this point, anything that doesn't involve reading sounds pretty good to me. Tuesday. Me and Riley racked our brains all day yesterday trying to figure out how to pay off that $83. Riley said maybe I should just go to the ATM and withdraw some money to pay off his dad. The reason Riley said that is because he thinks I'm rich. A couple of years ago during the holidays, Riley came over, and we had just run out of toilet paper at my house. My family was using these holiday cocktail napkins as a substitute until Dad got to the store again. Riley thought the holiday napkins were some kind of really fancy toilet paper, and he asked me if my family was rich. I wasn't going to pass up the opportunity to impress him. Yep. Anyway, I'm not rich, and that's the problem. I tried to figure out a way a kid my age could get his hands on some cash, and then it hit me. We could start a lawn care service. I'm not talking about some average run-of-the-mill lawn care service either. I'm talking about a company that takes lawn care to the next level. We decided to name our company the VIP Lawn Service. We called up the Yellow Pages people and told them we wanted to place an ad in their book. And not just any one of those tiny little text ads, but a real big one with full color that takes up 2 whole pages. But get this, the Yellow Pages people told us it was going to cost us a few $1,000s to put our ad in their book. I told them that didn't make a lot of sense to me, because how's someone supposed to pay for an ad if they haven't even earned any money yet? Me and Riley realized we were going to have to do this a different way and make our own ads. I figured we could just make flyers and put them in every mailbox in our neighborhood. All we needed was some clip art to get us started. So we went down to the corner store and bought one of those cards women get each other on their birthdays. Hope your birthday is hot, hot, hot. Then we scanned it into Rowley's computer and pasted pictures of our heads onto the bodies from the card. After that, we got some clip art of lawn tools and put it all together. Then we printed it out, and I have to say, it looks great. VIP Lawn Service. Pamper yourself and your lawn with our award-winning world-class service. Call 555-2941. I did some math, and I figured it would cost us at least a couple $100 in color ink cartridges and paper to make enough flyers for the whole neighborhood. So we asked Raleigh's dad if we could go to the store and get us all the stuff we needed. Mr. Jefferson didn't go for it. In fact, he told us we couldn't use his computer or print out any more copies of our flyer. I was a little surprised by that, because if Mr. Jefferson wanted us to pay him back, he sure wasn't making it easy. But all we could really do was take our flyer and get out of his office. Then me and Raleigh went around from house to house showing everyone our flyer and telling them about the VIP lawn service. After we hit a few houses, we realized it would be a lot easier to just ask the next person we spoke with to pass the flyer along, so me and Raleigh wouldn't have to do all that walking. Now the only thing we had to do is sit back and wait for the phone calls to start rolling in. Thursday. Me and Raleigh waited around all day yesterday, but we didn't get any calls. I was starting to wonder if we should try to find a card with more muscular guys for our next flyer. Then, at 11 this morning, we got a call from Mrs. Canfield, who lives on Grandma Street. She said her lawn needed mowing, but she wanted to check our references before she hired us. I used to do lawn work for Grandma, so I called her up and I asked if she could call Mrs. Canfield and tell her that what a good worker I am. Well, I must have caught Grandma on a bad day, because she really lit into me. She said I left piles of leaves on her lawn last fall, and now there were patches of dead grass all over the yard. Then she asked me when I was going to come over and finish the job. That was not really the kind of response I was looking for. I told Grandma we were only taking paying jobs at the moment, but maybe we could get back to her later on this summer. Then I called Mrs. Cranfield and did my best imitation of Grandma. I guess I'm lucky my voice hasn't changed yet. The VIP lawn service does exceptional work and catered to my every lawn need. Believe it or not, Mrs. Cranfield bought it. She thanked Grandma for the reference and hung up. Then she called back a few minutes later, and I answered in my regular voice. Mrs. Cranfield said she'd hire us and that we should come by her house later today to get started. But it's kind of far from my house, to Mrs. Cranfield, so I asked her if she could come get us. She didn't seem real happy that we didn't have our own transportation, but she said she'd be willing to pick us up if we could be ready at noon. Mrs. Cranfield came to my house at 12 o'clock in her son's pickup truck, and she asked us where our lawnmower and all our equipment was. I said we didn't have any actual equipment, but my grandma keeps her side door unlocked, and I might be able to sneak in and borrow her mower for a few hours. I guess Mrs. Cranfield must have been pretty desperate to get her lawn mowed, because she went along with my plan. Mind if I change the radio station? Luckily, Grandma wasn't home, so it was easy to get the mower out of her house. We rolled it over to Mrs. Cranfield's yard, and then we were ready to get to work. That's when me and Raleigh realized neither one of us had ever actually operated a lawnmower before. So the two of us poked around for a while and tried to figure out how to get the thing started. Unfortunately, when we tilted the mower on its side, all the gasoline spilled out onto the grass, and we had to go back over to Grandma's to get a refill. I picked up the owner's manual for the mower while we were at it. I tried to read it, but the instructions were written in Spanish. I got the feeling from the bits and pieces I could understand that operating a lawnmower was a lot more dangerous than I originally thought.